Welcome back and happy 2023. After taking some time off, I'm back with your energy stories for the week. In the first one, storage company Energy Vault, best known for its gravity-based technology using 35-ton bricks, is switching gears and working with California utility PG&E to develop a long-duration energy storage microgrid joining lithium-ion batteries and green hydrogen. The proposed project, for which regulatory approval is still required, would boast about 293 megawatt hours of dispatchable energy. It would support the city of Calistoga's downtown area, encompassing critical locations like fire and police stations, with 48 hours of energy during planned wildfire outages and other events. And PG&E has asked the California Public Utilities Commission for review and a final decision by May of this year. Well, we're going to need more such resilience-type solutions if we keep heading down the same extreme weather and climate road that we've seen recently. The pre-Christmas winter storm Elliott and accompanying cold snap pushed grids to the limits across the United States. ISO New England hung in there, although some units were unavailable and will pay $39 million in fines for not performing as required per agreements with the grid operator. The regional grid ripped through over 31 million gallons of oil during that weather event, constituting up to 30% of its overall gen mix during the Christmas weekend. Other Northeast power grids also faced stresses. PJM officials said that the model there had under-forecast peak load by about 10%, but it had enough generation to meet demand. Texas and the Midwest made it through, but the southeastern United States got really hit hard as cold temperatures combined with unexpectedly high demand led to rotating outages in multiple areas. In North Carolina, Duke initiated power outages on the 24th of December that plunged 500,000 customers into the dark. Its outages in North and South Carolina in total affected about 1.7 million people, about a third of total U.S. storm-related disruptions. As in PJM, the utility significantly under-forecast demand, expecting sufficient reserves, but by late in the day of the 23rd, it was clear that forecasts and load were sufficiently diverging, likely a function of increased demand from electric heating. In the meantime, some instruments on power plants froze, forcing thousands of megawatts of coal and gas units out of service. Utility supply by Tennessee Valley Authority also got hit, with rotating blackouts for the first time in nearly a century, curtailing 5% to as much as 10% of total load on the 23rd and 24th. Not surprisingly, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and North American Electric Reliability Corporation announced they would open a joint inquiry into bulk power system operations during the extreme weather. NERC President and CEO Jim Robb suggested that lessons learned could be useful for future winter preparations, as if we hadn't seen Texas of 2021. This storm, he said, quote, underscores the increasing frequency of significant extreme weather events, the fifth major winter event in the last 11 years, and underscores the need for the electric sector to change its planning scenarios and preparations for future events, unquote. At CES Las Vegas, automaker Stellantis rolled out its tricked-out future electric version of the Ram pickup, but also announced it will build the Archer Midnight electric aircraft, a vertical takeoff and landing four-seater plane with a range of about 100 miles. The plan is to begin manufacturing in Georgia in 2024 with Stellantis as Archer Aircraft's exclusive contract manufacturing partner. And Chinese EV company NIO has now installed 10 battery swap stations in multiple countries in Europe, with 7 additional stations soon to be operational. NIO plans on a total of 120 European stations by the end of 2023, and it has almost 1,300 such stations in China, with an additional 400 expected by the end of this year. New York State published a framework to install 6,000 megawatts of energy storage by 2030, equivalent to about 20% of the state's peak electricity demand. Well, that's all for this week. We'll see you next week. And also, I wanted to thank those of you who reliably tuned in each week last year. On average, my videos had about 2,500 views. At 45 or so such videos in 5 minutes each, that's 9,375 hours of total viewing, time you'll never get back. So I hope it was worth it. You could have been watching TikTok videos of cats.